Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating natural propagation method. We're going to see how you can completely ditch those harsh garden chemicals and actually multiply your roses using ingredients sitting right inside your kitchen pantry. So, you might be wondering, what on earth do your kitchen pantry and a lush rose garden actually have in common? It sounds kind of crazy, right? Usually, we think of gardening as requiring a special trip to the nursery for expensive, specialized supplies. But as we're about to uncover, the true secret to multiplying your beautiful rose bushes might just be hiding right between your spice rack and your dry goods. So, here's our game plan for This Explainer. We're going to cover magic in your kitchen, prepping the perfect cutting, the natural root stimulant, the mini greenhouse, and finally, the 14-day payoff. All right, let's jump right into step 1, magic in your kitchen, unlocking the power of pantry staples. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Think about traditional gardening for a sec. If you want a cutting to root, you're probably shelling out cash for expensive rooting hormones or, synthetic chemicals. But get this, our natural method tosses all that out the window for literally just 1 spoon of turmeric powder and some simple rice water. We're talking about turning standard, everyday kitchen staples into an absolute botanical powerhouse.
Moving right along to part 2, prepping the perfect cutting, setting up for botanical success.
Grabbing the right branch is absolutely crucial here. You're looking for a young stem. It should be lush green, totally pest-free, and about 15 to 20 centimeters long. Oh, and make sure it has 2 or 3 leaf buds on it. Got it? Awesome. Now just carefully strip away the leaves and thorns. Take your time with this because you definitely don't want to accidentally damage those fragile little buds. Now, here is the secret sauce. That final cut at the bottom, it needs to be at exactly a 45-degree angle right below the bottom leaf. Why is this specific angle such a big deal? Well, it's all about surface area. A flat cut just kind of limits how much moisture the stem can drink up. But a sharp 45-degree angle, that opens up this wide, absorbent gateway for your plant to soak up all those vital nutrients. Think of that fresh cut like an open wound on the plant. It's incredibly vulnerable. So you'll want to immediately sprinkle some natural turmeric powder right onto it. Turmeric has incredible natural antibacterial properties, so it protects the damaged skin, stops infection dead in its tracks, and helps that fresh wound heal so much faster. It's basically like a natural first aid ointment for your roses. Which brings us to Section 3, the natural root stimulant, mixing the magic solution. So when we combine nutrient-packed rice water with the protective antifungal power of turmeric, we are creating the ultimate VIP environment for our fragile cutting. It's the perfect tag team. The rice water is the food, giving vital nutrients and actually waking up beneficial microorganisms in the soil. And the turmeric water, that's the shield. It brings heavy-duty antibacterial and antifungal properties to protect your cutting from its absolute worst nightmare, root rot. And if we look at the science here, the real engine behind this tissue regeneration is a compound called curcumin. As the active ingredient in turmeric, it doesn't just play defense against disease. It actively signals the plant to start growing new roots, safely, naturally. It's a dual-action miracle worker hiding right there in your spice cabinet. Okay, let's mix this stuff up. First, take 3 spoons of rice, mix it into 500 milliliters of water, give it a good stir, and just let it stand for a bit so those nutrients really dissolve. Next up, mix 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder into another 500 milliliters of water and let that steep for about 3 hours. Now listen closely because this is super important. You have to filter out that turmeric residue after those 3 hours. If you leave it thick and gritty, it'll actually clog the plant and block it from drinking. Once it's filtered, grab a soft cloth, soak it in the turmeric water, and gently wipe down the entire cutting for extra protection. Finally, strain out your rice water and mix it together with your filtered turmeric water. Boom, done. With your magic mixture ready to go, you are going to soak the base of your cutting in the solution for exactly 20 minutes. Not 10, not 30, 20 minutes is the sweet spot. It gives the cutting just enough time to pull those vital nutrients deep into the cut without getting completely waterlogged. All right, on to Section 4, the mini greenhouse, planting and protecting your cutting. The home you build for this little cutting is just as important as the food you give it. So, step 1, grab a tray and fill it with perfectly clean, filtered sand, no impurities. Step 2, moisten that sand heavily with the rice and turmeric mixture we just made. This turns the sand into a rooting paradise. Then, step 3, carefully insert your rose stem and pop a transparent lid over the whole thing. That lid is absolutely crucial because it locks in the humidity, creating this perfect, humid little mini greenhouse effect. Where you put this tray is your final hurdle. To keep this vulnerable little plant safe while it works its magic, you gotta keep it in a cool spot with really soft light. Keep it totally out of harsh direct sunlight, okay? Direct sun will literally bake your cutting inside that greenhouse. A cool, softly lit area is exactly what it needs to adapt and thrive safely. And now for the best part, Section 5, the 14-day payoff, watching the magic happen. The speed of this natural process will honestly blow your mind. Day 1, you're planting it in the sand and locking in that humidity. By the midpoint of the first week, your cutting is just hanging out, adapting safely in that soft light. But check this out. In just 10 to 14 days, the real payoff begins. You're going to see young roots actively forming right at the base. And those delicate leaf buds we were so careful with, they'll start pushing out these vigorous light green buds. It is undeniable proof that your little branch has adapted and is growing beautifully. Once you see that steady root and shoot development really taking off, it's moving day. Wait until they look nice and strong. Then prep a permanent pot with some loose, well-draining soil. Gently, and I mean really gently, transfer your new rose cutting into its permanent home. From there, it's all about sitting back and enjoying your incredibly healthy new plant. And, of course, those gorgeous fresh flowers that are on the way. This whole process really drives home a fascinating takeaway from our explainer today. You totally don't need fancy, expensive equipment or harsh chemicals to level up your garden. Mother Nature gave us incredibly sophisticated tools, and they've been sitting right inside your kitchen pantry all along. So, armed with nothing but some rice, some turmeric, and a little bit of patience, what are you going to grow next? Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. And hey, happy gardening.